Welcome back to RoTalks, man. It's been a long while. We ain't caught up in a little minute. How you been?
Uh, you know, college, game, life. And that's really it.
You say gang?
No games,
Oh, oh,
like game.
oh, 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 yeah. I feel that. For those of you guys that don't know, Decay is the owner of Beyond Nen, the up and coming HxH game coming to the platform in 2024. I hope.
Nah, it's coming this year.
Okay.
2024 is it.
Fingers crossed, man. Because if it comes out 2025, I'm gonna cry, man. But yeah, no, since we're on the topic of Beyond End, let's expand on that. Do you have any new news for us in terms of Beyond End? How's progression been going? Things of that nature.
Progression has actually been going pretty smoothly. I enhanced the dev team from 2023. We're better state, better goals, bigger goals actually. And I feel this year's really the year, not just because of the expansion of resources, but the new mindset of my team. I do have a movie planned.
Movie?
Uh, yeah, just a showcase movie of
What
like
about like how long is that movie gonna be? Like,
I would say probably 30 to an hour and a half.
okay.
So I don't.
Okay. I like the sounds of that. The Beyond End movie.
Yeah, some things I'm gonna decide if I wanted the movie, and some things I'm gonna decide if I don't want it.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Um. So just quickly speak. I mean, I know it's really vague, but when would you want this movie to be planned? Like spring,
Um,
summer? How
I
you
want. I would
feeling?
want this movie out spring. That's my goal.
Oh, so that's
My,
fairly
my,
soon.
yeah, that's what I want.
Spring's next month.
The reason, as Beyond Nen as a whole for a game, it's not too much more. Well, I guess it's still a lot, but it's not too much more in depth standards. Not too much more to do to complete it. But completing the game and fully testing out a game and
To
making an update for a game, it's
hmm
not just. So I have to work on release stuff and then bug fix everything for release as much as possibly can, and
hmm
then work on update 0.5, update 1, and update 2 stuff while I'm trying to release the game. Yeah.
Okay. Have you started like testing? Like, do you know?
Yes, so that's why so one thing we did was we tried to take a different approach that's never been really done in a Hunter game, which where you could make your own abilities. It would be kind of, I guess, you know how you level up in Deep Woken
hmm
and like you get like these cards. So basically, at a certain point, you would be able to get your like ability, like you'll get to a certain point in your Nen technique where you'll be able to unlock your Hatsu, and then it would give you kind of a RNG and like prodigy level. So prodigy would be based off your intelligence and stuff, but like you would get either like okay guard break or like small attack move like AoE. So it'll give you those different options you pick from it, and then some of them you have to guaranteedly have. It just pertains to the different like builds you want, and like certain elements of your character will affect that. We tried to do that. It's a very not so simple system because I feel I don't want to rush it, and if I want to put that type of system in the game, I would want to bring it out maybe as an update. So I'm
Wouldn't
pausing
that
on that.
wouldn't that like completely change how the game was played before that update though? Like
Yeah,
that would be a big update.
it would be a big change to the game, but I
hmm
would make it so that those who want to go Godspeed, there would be like certain new requirements to unlock moves for them.
But
Like,
what if
like
someone already has Godspeed?
of course they would keep it. Anything you had before you would keep. Like there wouldn't be new requirements, especially if you have all the moves unlocked.
hmm
Because to unlock moves in general for Beyond Nen, it's not, which I'm gonna explain in the movie. Like especially for your Nen ability, it's not easy. If people know about the Nen type charts, how there are different Nen Nen percentages that you can master on different Nen types. So if your Hatsu required you to have a certain mastery of a different Nen type, you would need to get a mastery over that other Nen type. That would be showcased as you unlock the skill tree and you get more Nen and mastery over your Nen techniques.
Okay, how many Hatsus do you think you would have on release?
There's gonna be 15 Hatsus on release, and then legit like a month after like a month of release, like during that month of release, like a month, I'm gonna add like 3 or 4 more Hatsus.
Okay, that's actually a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's actually a
Yeah,
good amount of content.
because we have if we wanted to, we could release with about 25 Hatsus. Because we have all of the animations done, most of the VFX and all that stuff ready for them. For example, one thing that people love is chains and bungee gum. Chains and bungee gum will come on update 1, for example.
Oh, so you're gonna hold off on that?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
The reason I'm holding off on is because they're big Hatsus coming out like Jaja Can, Godspeed, Big Bang Impact, Rising Sun, Bandit Secret. So those are really big Hatsus that people like. So we want to hold off on adding those 2.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, quickly talking about, this is something I'm interested in, hunter exams. Are you guys like finalized on how it's structured, how it's gonna work, or y'all still testing the waters?
If you saw my teaser, I didn't want to show too much about hunter exams. The reason is hunter exams isn't something that's gonna always be the same.
So it's gonna be different every time, or it's like a rotation of different?
So certain stages in the hunter exam will change. I know how you saw the video on the trick tower. I saw how like it was like a battle royale when it's usually a 1v1s. You can get circumstances where like that happens.
Okay, so it's like instead of it being 1v1, it'll just spring on you. Battle royale, last one alive.
And then like I want to add like more obstacles to it. The race part, I haven't added the functionality where the tunnel will collapse as you're running. So legit, as you're running, if you like, there'll be a red spot as you're running, like a tile on this, like the tunnel roof might just fall. If it falls on you, you have to do a mini game mode to remove it off you and then continue running.
Why not just eliminate them?
Well, some people are stronger than each other. I can't say everybody's weak unless I just make it a giant tile, which is like gonna cover like the whole place, so everybody has to go through the same tile. Like, and then run past it, or like stop running, then they go over it. I could do that too. It really just also depends on how testing goes with it.
Yeah, definitely test it, see which one is more suited for the game, and then
Actually, you guys will get to test it also.
I'm gonna get to be there.
After the movie, the game will be open for content creators, because the game would have enough content at that point.
Okay, for sure. I'm looking forward to that one for sure, because we've been waiting on Beyond Nen for a hot minute.
And people don't realize like Beyond Nen is like some people like they go from Beyond Nen years back to Beyond Nen now. They see how big of a difference. Beyond Nen now is a totally different game. Like a lot of things have changed. Even like the whole framework for combat, I revamped it. I don't like what I am, but I would say I'm a perfectionist sometimes. So I think that's what really is happening with Beyond Nen. But this year's the year because I have such a great team. And I don't know if you've seen, I'm going to be posting more, boss sneaks of like the bosses in game. Then one of my next sneaks I will post on Twitter soon is like a clip of me fighting a boss.
Soon? How soon is soon?
Probably this upcoming weeks. After I do my test, depending on how I feel after my calc test.
Okay. How's the university going?
Oh, this is pretty cool, But like, we still got to do Beyond Nen. But I have all A's, so there's nothing to worry about. I wouldn't be able to work on Beyond Nen if I didn't have good grades.
Which is fair, which is true. Okay. Does anyone know that you're a Roblox developer? You just keep that shit on the down low.
unless you actually know me, not many people know me Roblox developer. The funny thing is that some people around me, like their little brothers and sisters, know about my game, but they don't know I'm the owner. So
Type E.
I guess the wave of Beyond is hidden a little
Now
bit.
that I think about it, no one has seen your face, Decay. When are you doing that little face reveal joint?
The funny thing is, quite a lot of people have seen me. If you're in my Discord server and you're active, you probably have seen me.
Okay, well I haven't, so they
Okay.
don't count. I haven't seen it.
Okay, I got you then.
I
I like to dive deep into the Roblox Max a little bit.
I don't know, man. I feel like obviously it's good to like everybody kind of has like a I don't even know what to call it, like the Roblox, like the persona, right? Because no one really knows what anyone looks like. I feel like if people were to just start spamming like face pictures, some people might tune out. Be like, oh, that's what he looks like. I ain't playing his game no more. He looks goofy. Or some
I
shit
don't
like that.
I don't think so, because I would compare that to I would compare a situation of where people not gonna play someone's game to For You. Nobody cared what For You said at some point. Like nobody who's talking about it now? Nobody.
Oh no, yeah, but I feel like at that point, who could really say like if you have because at the time GPO was probably like was the biggest One Piece game. I mean, apart from Blocks Fruit.
And I would say
mean,
top
GPO
10 games at that time.
Yeah, so it's like, who's really gonna come fulfill you? Like, we want to play your game. No one's gonna like cancel you or nothing. Like, no one really cares that much. To be
That's
honest,
a fair argument.
like if
That's a
you're on top, I will put money on it. If you're on top, let's say somebody makes a crazy Sword Art Online game and it's just popping off, right? And this guy came out and there was a video from him 4 years ago saying nigger. I'm telling you, nobody would bat an eye. Just because, like, you'll have some people say putting out the videos and blah blah blah, but if he has the hottest game out, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah, for example, if like
I know I wouldn't.
like
I'm playing
Alpha
that game.
did, if like for example the Rail Brothers did anything, I highly doubt. It would have to be something extremely crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nah, I don't feel like because we're all kind of colored. I feel like if someone like the Real Brothers or like you or even me was to get like canceled, we would have to do something crazy, like unforgivable crazy, because we're already black. What can't we do? I feel like like no, there's a lot we could get away with, but like we would have to do something super crazy on some like, yeah, that's unforgivable, you're a scumbag type beat. I feel like more on the majority, on the most part, we're all clear, bruh. We're clear.
I actually have a question for you. So how do you feel about the current wave of games coming this 2024? You know?
I was gonna ask you a similar question. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I did make a list video of all the games that I know coming out. Majority of them are actually games I'm looking forward. That's what I'm saying. 2024 has to be the year for Roblox anime games in general. There's a lot of good games in development. Now, are all of them gonna come out? Probably not, you know. I don't know. I feel like Roblox developers have a thing for just holding on to what they're working on and just not releasing. I don't know if it's
Well, the thing about that, right? But when it comes to Roblox developers, I think
I would say a lot of these Roblox developers are going from teenage lives to adulthood. So I think that shift in, you know, issues or maturity and problems in their life can affect that. You know, I feel the
100%.
reason why many Roblox developers get greedy is because, you know, as the saying I usually say, selfishness causes suffering. So if most games, you know, reason like they leak is because somebody isn't getting paid enough or somebody's dissatisfied with something. You get what I mean?
Okay, on that topic, right? What I have noticed is I don't know if it's because Roblox developers, most of them, if anything, all of them, even they range from the ages of, on the most part, they range the ages of like 17, sometimes even 16 to like 20, 25, right? So everyone's fairly young, especially the top ones. Everyone's fairly young. But what I've noticed is that a lot of these guys are scumbags. Like, I don't want to say a lot of the, like, put everyone in the same category, but it's not like there's ego, right? Everybody has an ego. That's not an issue. When people have real personalities, egos, that's okay. I don't know why people have problems with that. Everyone's a snowflake. But I've seen like private DMs of developers like on some scumbag shit, like, and I find it so crazy. It's like, damn, like, this is what these guys are like behind the scenes.
Well,
like, they're the type, how do I describe it? You know how like in like something like Harry Potter, you have like the rich people that just like talk shit about everyone, look down on niggas.
Yeah.
That's what these guys are like. And I find it's like kind of crazy. Like,
that is crazy, but this is what I have to say about it. I think number one, it is because our dev culture has cultivated that type of toxicity. If you are not like focusing on others and trying to match others, that's why a lot of devs, you can easily see them go band for band. They all go band for band. I think if you're not on that, you're gonna get ate up by everybody else around you. So you kind of have to like get accustomed to that toxic scumbag persona. Some people don't care because some people don't interact with other devs that are like that, but I see a majority of devs are like that. So it creates this atmosphere for people to work around. And I think not only just that, but including the stress and the power they get by owning the game, it gets to their head. And it creates this whole new level of ego. And you know, the terminology when you say someone switches up is like these Roblox devs switch up, because at the same time, devs who are very big now, remember they were very small before, but they're very big now, they make fun of the smaller devs, right? People are just starting out, but they don't remember they were a small dev too, trying to get opportunities. So I think the dev community has cultivated that. That's why a lot of devs are scumbags.
Honestly, I think that's crazy. So, because how are smaller developers really meant to cultivate and find themselves and to get footing on the platform if everyone they work with is either trying to scam them or is just a scumbag in general, or hard to work with because they just don't be cooperating?
Roblox developers are understanding how capitalism is affecting everything. A lot of Roblox game developers either are knowledgeable or are not knowledgeable. So they don't, either when I say knowledgeable, they have resources, connections, money, time, all that stuff. Those who are usually on that path in Wavelet usually are more toxic. They try to use more people as possible. They try to, get the better offers, lowball. But for smaller devs to tackle it, number one is drive. I think when you really have a vision of what you want to achieve on this platform, that's truly when you're going to succeed. Many people have wanted me to, quit beyond Nen, but I'll tell you now, if I would have quit beyond Nen, I would not be seeing the paychecks I see every month if I was not working on Roblox. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to do that. And also, I truly have a drive for beyond Nen. And I truly think, okay, I promise people these things. These people expect things out of me. I'm not going to be selfish and quit and waste everybody's time and excitement. I'm going to keep working harder. And one of the reasons I chose to revamp Beyond Nen for the 4th time is because I knew the new levels of my resources, and I said, I can achieve greater things. Amen. So I'm going to push forward to it. So I think for developers, number one, they should just focus on what they need to do, whether learning whatever dev skill and building a team. And also, how can I say this? And also making sure they know where they're coming from. They need to understand, focus on what you're growing at. 1% of growth is always good. If grow someone, because when I was a smaller dev, I would always be about progress. I wouldn't appreciate any progress that I got. I would undermine it because it wasn't enough. But when you focus on the smaller things, the Japanese word for that, I would say, I think I read it one time, Kaizen, you know, like growth and all that. I think when you focus on that, that's when you truly are able to do what you want, focus on your passion, and that's when you become a top developer. That's when people will notice you from the rest. And no matter if you're making a cash grab, you think to start off bigger, or you're making your passion game, I think anybody can really thrive on this platform if they know what they're doing.
Okay. On top of that, that was insightful because I have a similar mindset to I just be blocking my progress out. But what do you think of the Roblox community members? Because I've seen developers work hard on games, right? Sometimes hard work isn't enough. Like, okay, for example, a game like Anime Showdown. That is a high quality, high effort game. Through and through. No matter what anyone says, how bad the hitboxes were, how broken the characters were, whatever. Regardless of all of that, it was a high quality game. And that game now, just cross-referencing, is sitting at 200 players. Like, there are games that are way less doing 100 times better than this game. Why do you feel like that is it? Because at a certain point of time, people were hyping up the game's re-release. Forget initial release, re-release. Everyone was hyping it up. I'm going to spend my life on this game. Blah, 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 blah. And this is the Roblox community. Forget content creators. This is what the community was saying. As soon as the game comes out, within the first week or two, people are dropping the game like flies.
Okay. Let me say one of the biggest points I think it is. I think it is, number one, timing. The timing Anime Showdown left and the timing it came back was so far and so different, in my opinion, that I think it's one of the reasons it's caused its demise. Well, I don't know if Anime Showdown could come back. I mean, we've seen Project Slayers come back to 100,000 peaks, new peaks. Even
Project
after
Slayers is still doing good.
I know.
It's been like 8-9 months since the game update. It's got like 3K players. That's crazy.
So when Anime Showdown came out, everybody loved it. I don't know how many players it peaked, but I'm guessing like over 20,000.
I think it was like 40.
Yeah, 40,000, 50,000. Now, if we look when it released, right, when it first released to now, Battlegrounds have become such an oversaturated market.
People hate them.
Yes, they've not only become more oversaturated, they become more, how can I say this? Too common. They're so common, they're so hated. Everybody has the same connotations when they see a Battlegrounds game. Not even visuals can, sway people away from that. For them to do that, I mean, if they had released with more content characters, I think if they had like 20, 30 maybe, I think they would have still been doing fine now when they first initially released. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
And then by now, let's say they have 50 characters. And then
I don't think they could jump from 30, 40 to 50. I don't think they could jump from 30 to 50.
I mean, how many months was it closed for? Like 8, 9?
Yeah, like 9, 10 or something like that.
And the thing about that, right? It took time for them to make each character. Because to be
like
honest,
a month a character, literally.
Yeah, because some characters are basically 2 or 3 characters in one. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Because some characters have a lot of like different modes, and I love that creative aspect. Right? I just think timing was also a big effect, and content also. But I think even for Beyond Nen, I always put the reality Beyond Nen could still fail. My game design and game plan might not work at the end of the day. It might not be what people want for a Hunter game. I've always accepted that. But, you know, I have kind of countermeasures to try to save the game. You know, that's why, you know, updating the game is key. So it has to be as such, like if they had released and the game was dying and people weren't liking what had left, if they had brought out the 9 characters that they brought out or re-release after the release when people are like complaining, I think they would still even be doing better right now. But it's just, I know Cam and know his game. His game's really good. But like, I just think it was timing. Timing really messed it up.
You don't think it was the characters that themselves they brought?
Oh yeah, definitely some game issues too. But I think timing and content really was a major play. Because I mean, look, ABA isn't a balanced game, but ABA still does great on this platform.
ABA is not going nowhere.
It's a staple for Battlegrounds game. That's why it's so successful. It made the standard for Battlegrounds games. So for someone to beat ABA, they have to be so innovative and so intense, which I think is hard to do, especially when it comes to the properties of what you can have in the Battlegrounds game.
Fair.
So yeah. And I think 2024, I would say 2024 is just the beginning of the new things we're about to see in Roblox games. Because the standards are just going to keep getting higher. And hopefully the Roblox community can now decide to choose those higher quality, better immersive games. Because, I mean, I don't want the simpler games to die off. I also want them to get attention. But, you know, I feel like Roblox developers, we really need to push ourselves. So in the next 5 years, we can even see if we can get AAA level. Because I think we could do that in the next 5 years.
But that's the thing. Those high quality games have to release before other developers see that, okay, this is working, that is working. I'm going to make a game centered around having some mechanics or visuals along these lines.
Yeah, and even the high quality games are going to become more saturated. They're going to become, everybody's trying to make the same type of game. I mean, when Royal Season, Revolveragz games come out, and Pocket Anime, and beyond that too, I feel like people are going to try to take those aspects and copy them in their game. It would just like be, like, let's say Royal Seas, but JJK, for example. You know what I mean? Like, people could just do that. So I think it would take another set of developers to really change that. Hopefully me being mine, as I have my next game in the plans with the game design. So yeah,
I feel that. Okay, so why do you feel like games that don't update, like Rogue Lineage, Demon 4, Project Slayers, still have high player counts?
It's very simple. They have built such a big, how can I say this, sanction around those like anime and franchises. For example, look, Blox Fruits is a staple for One Piece. We all know this, yes or no?
100%.
Project Slayers, Demon Slayer is such a big anime. Project Slayers and Demon Fall can share that staple, if you get what I mean. So I think though they have such a big staple on the platform with those franchises, that's why they're so big. To beat them is really, really hard, especially like for them like to die off. It will take a time, and it will take some people to be really innovative. I mean, the games I can see like competing for Demon Slayer games is, you know, Yaiba. Yaiba is one of my top games on my list for, you know, anime games.
Yeah, 2024. That's what I'm saying. If Yahiba delivers, I think it might even outdo stuff like Grail Season Revolveragz. That's if it delivers though, because I don't know why Demon Slayer games, like every single one of them, they come out and they just never have content. Never have content. It's either they don't have content, or it's just like the game's just kind of mid.
Do you know what the Bleach game formula is?
Kill hollow. If you're hollow, you kill other hollows, you eat them, and then turn into a Ranka. If you're
It's the same. It's the same
Yeah,
thing for
same
Demon
thing
Slayer
every
games. If you're a
time.
demon, you beat slayers, you eat them, you get higher levels of like you get upper moon or whatever, and then normal slayer, you beat demons, you get like that's the same. That's how I see it as. I think Demon Slayer games and Bleach games are the easiest to make on this platform. I
But
feel like if someone were to start off, if I were to start off a game, and I wanted something easy, I would do a Bleach game.
But the reason why Bleach games, quote unquote, do so well for a certain amount of time, right? It's because there's no good Bleach games and people are fiending for Bleach games. So when a new Bleach game comes out, it's like, oh, okay, let's try this out. And it just always ends up being mid. Same with Demon Slayer. People are hungry. Demon Slayer is such an untapped niche of it just takes the right. Again, Yahiba's going to tackle this. But people are so hungry for a Demon Slayer game to the point where Project Slayer still is getting free 4K players on the weekend, bro.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one of Beyond Nen's front end who makes the abilities is he works on Paradox. He's one of the owners of Paradox, and like he's trying to, because people really like Type Soul. The only reason Type Soul died was because of content, and I think also because of the drama situation. Yeah. That's the only reason, because I still hear many people today that love Type Soul.
100%.
They really love Type Soul. And even for my new game, because I've been really quiet for my next game, the combat is really, it takes Type Soul's combat to another level.
Man.
But like, the only thing I can really say about it is think of Avatar and Demon Slayer in one game. Think of that. That's what I can only really say about my next game.
We ain't never had a good Avatar game on this platform. I don't think we ever will.
Yeah, I mean it's an Avatar game, but imagine instead of using, like, you can use your arms and stuff, it would be weapons and different styles of weapons. You'll see how I do it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Speaking on Type Soul real quick, right?
Yeah.
What a beautiful game. Unfortunately, the developers were stupid. Have you heard of Type Ghoul?
Oh yeah, Type Ghoul. Yeah, I know the owner of
Yeah,
Type Ghoul,
I ain't gonna lie to you. Type Ghoul's looking like Type Ghoul's looking like it might be it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Noxy is a really talented programmer, I would say. I'd say Type Ghoul might be the first, maybe not the first, because I know there's some Tokyo Ghoul games coming out. It will be a very
I think
nice...
it's gonna be the first, bro.
And the thing is, more games like that will come out. More high combat games that have good PvP and hopefully good content that will come on the platform. We just have to wait. Beyond Nen, I would take approach like that, but Beyond Nen isn't a mainly PvP game.
Yeah, it's not a PvP game.
It's not mainly. It's mainly for the immersion to the Hunter x Hunter world. If I wanted to make a Type Soul combat game, I could make a Type Soul combat game pretty easily. For my devs, it's not that hard. So yeah.
Okay. What do you feel like about the Type Soul versus Deep Woken type combat debate?
Whoa, I'm not a Deep Woken.
There are similarities, but they're different.
I would prefer Deep Woken because I enjoyed Deep Woken longer. I played it.
Have you played it recently though?
No, I haven't played Deep Woken recently,
Deep
so I don't know about layers.
It's a bunch of trash, man. I can't lie to you. I know it's getting popular again, and everyone. Deep Woken's combat now is this mantra spamming 500 HPs. It's so trash. I can't.
So what would you? Okay, so the thing about that, right? What would fix Deep Woken?
Nothing.
Right now,
this is that's the direction the game is going. People like it. I'm one of the people that don't, but people do like it, and it's working for the game. They're not. There's nothing to fix. If it's not broken, fix it. I'm just one of those guys. I prefer, all Deep Woken, before all these revamps and changes or whatever. I mean, it's worked out for the better of the game. Quality of life changes have helped bring in new players, etc. But in terms of just strictly PvP, I preferred it before. That's just me, though.
Oh, HxH, I do have a question. So how do you feel about the negativity that, like, people bring up to YouTubers and Roblox developers. Because a lot of Roblox developers, they get affected by me. Even me, I don't really get affected too much all the time, but I do get annoyed. So it makes me, act out a little bit.
I sympathize with most Roblox developers, right? Because they do like, okay, as much as I like to not clown, but I like to talk about Anime Showdown's failure a lot, because I feel like I warned them from the moment the first time the game closed. I kind of like spoke about it openly, like, yo, there's the reason why this didn't work out, blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, who cares what this YouTuber says? And they came out and made the same mistake, and I gave them constructive criticism and I got flamed for it. They make the same mistake and the game dies, and it's like, oh, Eggs had a point, I guess. It's not even like, it's not about being right. It has nothing to do with ego. I don't really take it personally at all. My thing is, I know a lot of these games are high quality, high effort. This is not something, games don't get developed overnight. This takes time. Like, it takes time. Some of these developers are working on games for years, bro.
Yeah.
And then whether the game is trash or good, I feel like developers need to understand that it doesn't matter if it's coming from a content creator or the community, as long as because YouTubers are consumers too, as long as a consumer purchases, plays, spends time with your product, they will judge it. It's just the way, that's just how it happens. You're not gonna go to McDonald's, buy a burger, and it's trash, and you're like, oh my gosh, this tastes good. No one's gonna lie. You're gonna say this shit tastes ass. It's just one of them's behind closed doors and one of them's out in the public. You will always get criticized. As a developer, you're bringing a product out to the public, it will get criticized, whether it's good or bad, regardless. And yeah, I feel like, sorry to cut you, but I feel like developers need to know that's gonna happen regardless. It doesn't matter if it coming from me or someone 5-year-old that's playing your game or another YouTuber. It doesn't, you're gonna get criticized. You have to prepare for the worst. Mentally, you have to prepare for that. That's just the way it is.
I feel a lot of them are, more on the immature side to, grasp that. And I would say a lot of Roblox developers can be hypocritical when it comes to when it comes to the toxicity. Because I talk shit about games. I do sometimes. I mean, when I get mad at a game, do I not call it trash? Yes, I do. But when it comes to even the Anime Showdown situation, I know you talk about hard work might not be the only thing for success on the platform. It's still, if you work hard on a turkey and you overcook the turkey, you still overcook the turkey. You can't fix it. There's nothing you can do.
You can't.
So it's like, no more. You just have to accept it and move forward. I think a lot of things about this platform is growth. And when you can achieve growth, you can achieve even greater things. I think people who exemplify that is, the real devs, because they've, been on this platform for a long time. So they see what works. They know how to promote things. They know how to input and output things. I mean, a lot of people have seen, the real bros, sometimes they might not be as their usual self when reacting to things, but at the end of the day, they kind of correct themselves and they move on. I think that's really what you need to be a Roblox developer.
Very true, very true. But then I do understand why developers in general might feel discouraged. You work hard on something, it just doesn't pop off. A lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, the community do be selling false dreams and lying. I feel like because you can't take, a lot of people will get their heads gassed up by these 10, 12, 13-year-olds saying, hey man, we love you. Just as quick as these guys are saying I love you, they will turn around and say I hate you. You cannot let these kids gas you. I'm telling you, take every compliment with a grain of salt, because these guys will switch up so quick. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's happened to me. 1 minute they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I love you so much," and the next, you could wake up tomorrow. If you did not satisfy whatever need they wanted or what they wanted, they will switch up on you so quick. And I need developers, content creators, all of that to understand. Don't ever let this stuff gas you, bro.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think I've ever had my community gas me to a point, because I feel I receive so much hate for my game in general. I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of it, and a lot of people might be trolling, but I still get hate. I'm so focused on that hate, trying to, prove to myself they're wrong, trying to, keep myself back on track with what I want to do, that even compliments, they don't reach me. It's like they come out 1 year, they come out in 1 year, they just go out the next.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because I'm constantly getting hate. I mean, it motivates me, especially when I'm doing really good. I'm like, they're about to see, I'm pretty sure either every day or every other day, there are multiple people calling me Decay, Beyond Mid, Beyond Trash, Beyond Never, Delay, what else? I mean, I've heard it all, So I think I think my mind tunes out the good for the most part and focuses on the bad. I know it's for me, it's not constructive, because it puts me to a point, especially if things are going bad, puts me to a point. But I'm such in a position in my ego and my pride, it's there to always put me back up. I need to.
Type B.
Because I'm gonna be a little bit cocky here, because most of these kids haven't seen the money I've seen, so they shouldn't think they can affect me too much. But hey, I think hate is good. I think hate is good on this platform. I think the toxicity is needed, but it's very unbalanced right now. But I feel like if it was a balanced one, you can really use it to grow as a developer.
Okay. Yeah.
Because too many yes men and support gets into developers' heads, and they become comfortable and lazy, and then they fail.
That's very true. Wait, the yes men are crazy. I feel like that's what no offense, I feel like that's what Foley has in his corner. There's a bunch of yes men.
So I mean, me, I don't have much yes men. My friends will tell me if stuff is trash or not. Even when I post sneaks, they tell me, yo, that wasn't it. I'm like, all right, cool. My people who have, invested time into the game, they would DM me if I post anything. Okay, this needs to be improved. I think you see it like live, like improve things. I don't know if you saw the fish boss. Like, some people didn't like the texture for it, and we legit got it totally retextured and all that. So, like, yeah, there's constantly improvements. I think it's really key to have that as a Roblox dev.
Oh yeah, I did see that one. 100%. It's all about improving, and even on like the YouTube side, like everyone is starting to up their content and things of that nature. I ain't gonna lie, I do be getting jealous of them boys that can sit down for 20-30 minutes and just upload straight gameplay though. Because that'd be so easy. Whereas I don't know, I feel like now I've kind of switched up the style a bit. I'm kind of trying to flow into the commentary because there's nothing to play. Why am I sitting down doing 30 minutes in a game I don't like playing? And the commentary kind of gives that that leverage and being able to make a topic up, script the video, and sit down and just do it.
2024. I mean, I know when Paradox is releasing. I don't think you guys should worry about having a game to play too soon. But I mean, there's Beyond Nen, Yaiba, Revolveragz, Type Ghoul. There's some unknown Naruto games. There's Pocket Anime. There's Rossies. There's Grand Clover. There's Clover RPG.
Have you played Grand Clover?
No, I haven't played it, but I've seen it. I think people like it. It might not be my type of game, but I think people in general like it. What else? There's new JJK coming. Made I think Rip Kisame making it. Yeah, there's a lot of games coming. And there's even a Ben 10 game coming. It's called Omni Unleashed. That's one of mine. The ones I'm waiting for too.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. When I hear Ben 10, I just tuned out because Ben 10 is crazy.
I can invite you to the server there. It's really good. I've seen some. Let me. I'll send it to you after this.
All right, that's fair.
But yeah, the potential of Roblox and Roblox developing is skyrocketing. It's moving very rapidly. But I feel if Roblox developers and the community keeps on going on a certain path, we might digress. We might lose some really good, passionate people on the platform. And because Roblox will become more company orientated, where companies try to hire developers, try to make games. And
I honestly don't think that's a problem, because if companies are hiring developers to make games, those games are always going to be shit because they're going to be wanted the game to be done within a specific time frame. You can't rush a good, especially while you can't rush a good Roblox game. As long as a good Roblox game is rushed, it's always gonna be bad. Like some of the best games we've had on the platform have not only like they've been developed, the developer will see, oh my gosh, this kind of looks weird or is outdated or it just doesn't look right, and then revamp the whole thing.
That's legit what happened to me.
So it's a thing where it's like you can't make a game and then within that year, boom, it's out. Unless it's something like Blade Ball or like one of these games that's like literally just oriented around, people just quickly getting in, playing it, being satisfied or whatever. But like longevity for a game, especially in the Roblox anime community, it can't be made within a year. I don't think you could start developing a game and within that same year have it out. It's just not happening.
Yeah, it's very hard to do. But I feel like if you have the right resources, if you're Real Games,
even the Revolveragz, if they did that, oh my gosh, the game would be terrible.
I feel like Real Seasons come by really far. Real Seasons started 2021. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, they've changed a lot from back then.
100%.
But I feel like
back
they
then
progressed
it looked
a
terrible.
lot. I think they progressed a lot 2023. I've heard they did 70-80% of the game is done or something like that. So I feel like that's really good to get 70-80% of your game done, especially when Real Seas is bigger than most games on the platform. Yeah, I think they can easily make a.
How do you think balancing a game that big is gonna be? Because I do know they plan on starting development for their Naruto game 2025, but the way it's looking, I know they can hire people to manage the game, but for the way it's looking, Real Seas is too big for them to release it this year and then start developing the next game next year. Or if they do, it'll be like a very slow process. We wouldn't see that Naruto game for another 4 or 5 years.
I don't think it's gonna take 4 or 5 years, but
whilst managing and balancing and updating.
If I was the Real Brothers, I would divide myself a little bit. Say, all right, one brother does this, one brother does this. They get teams, whatever. But I don't know how they work. But balancing the two workflows and all that, I think is possible. I feel Real Seas has the Rails have such a big and intertwined community and group. They have heads of different sectors of it, like the Square Knights or whatever. Yeah, I think they can do it. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, of course. It's not something that's very easy, but I think since many businesses have done that, and I see Real Games as a business, they can get it done. And it might not be favorable by the community and all that, but I think they will figure something out. I feel like they can do something because I played Real games for a long time, and even one of my favorite games, Beyond, Do you see it? Do
Yeah.
you see it beyond?
Yep. That's sorry.
So like, I feel like they could do it. They're very experienced. Even though, of course, they're still, it can be funny and all that. I think they're professional at what they do. And yeah.
That's fair. I'm not gonna lie, that's fair. I mean, they definitely could. I don't know. I feel like RLCs just might be too big. Do you think it's gonna be able? Obviously, the goal isn't really to compete; it's to have its own lane. But how much numbers do you think it's gonna pull in comparison to like Blox Fruits?
I think RLCs can match Blox Fruits.
In terms of high 100Ks, high six figures.
Yes. I definitely think RLCs can match Blox Fruits.
Average players, not
Because-
peak on
let me-
release. I'm
yeah, I
talking
know.
about 2 months after the
The
game.
reason I think that, why do you think Blox Fruits is so playable? Why do you think there's so many players playing Blox Fruits? It's not from just like the West. It's all over the world.
100%.
And I think RLCs has gradually been like descending into other parts of the world, because I think, like, for example, places like Brazil, they really love like Blue Lock games and One Piece games and all that stuff. So I think a lot of the people that constantly play Blox Fruits, I think they're in like those type of countries. And I feel like RLC games are getting there, like really getting there. People will be like, "Oh, this is like Blox Fruits but better."
RLC's
And
movie
yeah.
did get 1 mil views.
So yeah, I feel like Raw games, they've always had 100K plus. Like, look at Shindo Life. When it was Shinobi Life, it was averaging 100K plus. I remember like 148K, 200K. So like in One Piece, that is now even bigger now. Yeah, I think they can easily get that. I don't see the issue. I don't see how it's not possible for them to slowly match up with Blox Fruits and then overtake. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't say. That's just what I noticed.
Type B. What about my favorite game in the world, Pocket Anime?
Oh, I mean, I've only spoken to the owner. I've only talked to him once. He likes Beyond Nen. I mean, Pocket Anime in itself is such a divergence from the typical animal game. Like, people don't really, well, let me not say such that. Well, I guess because we've never had a Pokemon anime game.
Exactly.
We haven't had a Pokemon anime game, so we know what to expect, but we don't know what to expect at the same time.
Exactly.
And like, so
this
I
might
guess
start a new wave for real.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much shit they could do, but like, I think it would do very good on the.
How do you think?
Like 60K? 60K members?
Hopefully, I as long as the game averages above like 10K, I'm cool then. But how do you think they're gonna do updates? Because what I'm deeping at least is Pokemon is a bit of a weird one. Usually, you have it. Let's say the game did release with like all 8, whatever the equivalent to gyms are, right? Your Pokemon gonna reach level 100, whatever. What is a content expansion gonna be? Is it just gonna be the new area has level 100 Pokemon? Oh, Animons? Like, that wouldn't make much sense.
Let me see from my perspective as a developer, right? If I don't know what they have. Let me make some imaginary. Let me infer on what they have. And like, let's say I'm updating the game. Number 1, I would make some new type of area. So let's say they start off with air stuff and ground stuff. They can go underground. They can go space. They can go water, deep sea.
Just assume it's a new verse, like a new anime. Verse on some.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
And then not only they can make, they're not limited to only do what has been established in Pokemon game. They can make a whole new type of element of Pokemon. You know what I mean?
100%.
They could do that,
but how
because
would they?
It's anime.
How would they? My thing is, it's not that what they're gonna implement into it that's the problem. It's how they're gonna balance it. Like the new areas are gonna have animons of a certain level, high level, like let's say level 60. But by the time that update comes out, everyone's gonna have max level Pokemon. So it's like, is everyone just gonna be clearing the new areas? Because everyone's gonna be running in with level 100 Pokemon with, and are you just gonna have every new area be level 100? That would be a bit lame as well, and you can't just raise the level cap to 1,000. That would be stupid too.
Do you think making it harder to get Pokemon would fix that? Like the Animons. Do you think that would fix that a little bit, or
not necessarily? I don't know. It's super hard, and that's what I'm afraid of and looking forward to at the same time.
But the issue with that, right? That's for your point of view, for like standard of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because many Roblox players, many kids who will play the game, they will be totally fine with it. They'll be totally satisfied. Do you get what I mean?
I feel that.
Like they do.
I mean, it's 50,
look at the bandit beating stuff. Look at the bandit beating stuff. A lot of people know games are bandit beaters. Excuse me for saying even that, but a lot of games are bandit beaters, and people still play them. It still gets high player counts.
But that's different. All they have to do is, hey, we're raising the level cap. Come to this new area, and they have the new mobs to match the new area's level cap. But you can't just raise the level cap on the Animon.
You can't. Well, I'm not even the best person to answer it because I never played Pokemon games.
You've never played a Pokemon game?
No, I've never played.
Because
a Pokemon game.
What would happen if they just raised the level cap is individual stats of those Pokemons will start getting unbalanced to the point where there's no point, like you won't be able to balance it. So it's just it becomes a clusterfuck, especially the longer the game lives.
Then can they just make some more interesting stuff for battles that would determine the range of like how your attack does? Like they could add some mini game stuff to like attacking and all that could depend on how like
that would be so that would be silly though. It would take away from the Pokemon feel of the game.
I don't know. I don't see how to fix the problem.
I don't see how to fix it either, and that's why I want to see how they tackle it. I'm scared because it could end up being the downfall of the game, but I'm definitely interested to see, because in terms of actual content, Pocket Anime has endless amounts of content they could make. Literally.
I feel like they will have a really good run, especially when games like Anime Adventures are down. Like people are looking for stuff to play. Like multi-anime, like
when the heck is Anime Adventures coming back? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I know one of the owners. He hasn't responded to me, so I don't even know like what's going on. If they're gonna come back or not. But a lot of developers, if you're a developer and you listen to this, take advantage of it. I don't think tower defense games are really to make. But yeah.
That's honestly crazy, but yeah, no, let's wrap this.
I spent like $50K on Anime Showdown. Not Anime Showdown. Yeah, I spent like $30K on Anime Showdown. I spent like $50K on Anime Adventures, and the game's just closed now. That's just gone Robux.
You guys are big ballers. Me, I could really never. But yeah, no, Decay, thank you for coming up on RoTalks, man. We appreciate you.
Pleasure to be here again. I hope after the movie, I can be here again.
100%.
See what you guys think of the movie. For the movie, I would love for like everybody react to it, so that I'm gonna watch every single.
Oh, I'm gonna be streaming
reasonable
YouTuber. 100%. I'm gonna be streaming that movie.
Every reasonable YouTuber and content creator and developer to watch it, so I use it, take it back, and then make my another dev movie. So yeah.
Okay, no problem, man. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too, man.
See you later.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was RoTalks with Decay, and yeah, that's it. See y'all boys in the next one. Peace.